Hello and welcome to this R tutorial. Today we're going to implement the naive Bayes algorithm on R. So let's start right now. Let's first set the folder as working directory. So I'm going to part 3 classification, and that's the folder. So make sure you have the social network add CSV file, and if that's the case, click on this more button here to set this folder as working directory. And now let's start implementing naive Bayes on R. So we're going to take our classification template. We're going to take everything from here to here, then paste right here. And now we just need to change a few things. So first, let's change the titles, our usual, so that we don't forget. So here we are with the naive Bayes classifier. Same for the training set. And so that is plotting the title in our graphs. And now what we only need to do is to create our naive Bayes classifier. So let's do this. I'm going to remove this. And now what are we going to do? Well, it's actually funny because we're going to use a library that we already used before, but for a different classifier. It's the E1071 library. So there is no surprise why this library is very popular, one of the most popular ones, because it contains a lot of tools for SVM and tools for naive Bayes. So here again, we'll use this library. So for those of you who didn't follow the SVM tutorials on R, and for those of you who are starting R for the first time, maybe you don't have the E1071 packages in your packages list. So if that's the case, you just need to type the command here install.packages, and then in quotes here in the parentheses, you just add the name of the library, which is E1071. And then you just need to select this and execute to install the package. I won't do it here because I already have mine installed, but I promise you it will work properly. So I'm just going to put that in comment. Here we go. And now let's just also import the library that is to select it in the packages list, because here it's selected, but it might not always be the case. And if you want to automate your machine learning scripts, it's better to always have this script line here that selects automatically your packages. So library E1071, and now we are ready to start creating our naive Bayes classifier. Okay, so let's do this. As usual, we will create a variable classifier. And then we will use the naive Bayes function of the E1071 library. The E1071 library contains a lot of functions, and one of them is to create a naive Bayes classifier. Okay, so careful with the capitals. So it's not capital N, but capital B. All right, but then, R is helping you with the terms. So you would have this naive Bayes popping up here. So you just have to press enter. And now let's input the parameters. So the parameters, what are they? Let's look at them. We press F1 here to have a look. And here they are. So we will actually need to input only the 2 first arguments. We won't need to input the formula like for the other one. It will work perfectly well with only the first 2 ones. So you'll see, let's input X here, which is, by the way, the training set. So the training set, but we need to remove the last column of our training set because X is actually the matrix of features. You see, it's written here a numeric matrix or a data frame. And by that, they mean the matrix of features, that is the matrix of the independent variables. So here, since the training set contains both the independent variables and the dependent variable, we need to exclude the dependent variable. So to do this, we're going to add brackets here and remove the last column by inputting here a minus and then the index of the last column, which is, well, we can see here it's -3. So it's -3. All right, so perfect. Then comma, and then next argument. So do you guess what the next argument is? Well, of course, to train a classifier, we need the independent variables and the response. The response is the dependent variable. So of course, y is going to be the dependent variable. So y equals, and to take it, we are going to take it this way. We're going to input training set $purchased. So I'm choosing to write it this way because we can clearly see that we are taking the dependent variable purchased.